Anyways, James Gunn has confirmed that he is officially directing the Superman film Superman Legacy. And in an interview with THR, Ben Affleck had a quote that came out. He's doing promotion right now for his new film Air. That I guess, I don't know when we'll talk about that one. I don't know. Maybe also at some point next week.
Soon.
It's coming out pretty soon. I'll be seeing it this week, and he said
Is
that
that a
he's
Netflix one? That's the Netflix one, right?
no, I don't think it's Netflix. No, I think it's probably Paramount or Universal or something like that. Oh, Amazon Studios and Warner Brothers Pictures.
Okay, so it'll be on Prime.
I don't know if it will be on Prime. It's Warner Brothers. I think the Warner Brothers thing is maybe just because they're more tied to the NBA and like with Space Jam, weirdly enough, and all those people.
I mean, the first production company is Amazon Studios, so
Right, okay. But yeah, Ben Affleck has confirmed that he is actually not interested in directing anything for the DCU. The direct quote was actually, I will not direct something for the Gunn DC. Absolutely not. I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go in and direct the way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that. Which is coming out weirdly aggressive, passive aggressive, which is, I guess, just kind of, how Affleck talks usually.
sure.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think about this? Does it have you concerned with maybe the James Gunn direction that they're going?
Look, the biggest thing that DC had was how grim and dark it was, and that could be a downside. I guess people were really liking how happy-go-lucky the MCU was. It was nothing too serious,
Mm.
but Zack Snyder's style was so dark,
Mm.
and I think Affleck would have really enjoyed doing like a gritty old man Batman movie. I feel like that's what he wanted to go for with like the first few renditions of Batman. But
Yeah.
if you've noticed with his recent DCEU performances of Batman, he's a bit happier.
Yeah.
He's not as depressed, I guess is the best way of putting it with his previous performances.
Mhm.
So I just feel like James Gunn's style is not dark. It's not, end all be all, end of the world kind of thing. It's quite a glass half full style, not a glass half empty style of
Yeah.
storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna
Yeah.
say something? What
No,
were
I
you
was
gonna
about
say?
to make a
You had a-
joke,
you
but
had a
then I
joke.
realized
You
the
had a
joke
joke,
made no
didn't you?
sense.
Wasn't gonna work, was it? What was the joke? You gotta say it now.
I thought that like James Gunn, for some reason I still have Gunn in my head, and Gunn sounds like Gunn the film festival, so I was like, he has the gun half full, as in can, which is so incredibly stupid, and I wish I had never made a noise that made you think that I actually have something to contribute.
Joke's on you. I hear every noise. These
Yeah.
things pick up everything, and your mic picks up everything. So you make a little.
Yeah,
I can hear you making jokes under your breath.
anything.
That's how good that microphone is.
Yeah, you can hear them
Just like
as
you're
I
just sitting there, you're just
before I
like,
form
yeah, I
my
can hear the
thoughts.
messages in your head. That's how they're coming through. Like that's how
That's the
fine tuned
Sure
your fucking mic
SM7B,
is.
man.
Look, the thing is, I'm excited for James Gunn to be getting creative control over stuff. I think that
Yeah.
he definitely knows how to make exciting films. And to be fair, Guardians of the Galaxy was never the most emotionally attached film, but
Mhm.
it's got some pretty hard hitting moments in it. So
Yeah.
he can do emotion quite well.
Yep.
And I have to admit, the latest trailers for Guardians 3 look like it's going to be a depressed fest. Looks
Yeah.
like someone's dying, and they've got some pretty good
At least
soundtracks to
one
go with it.
person. Yeah.
At least one person's
I
going to
feel
die,
like, I mean,
if not all of them.
that's pretty much the case. Although it's a fake out in the first one with Groot. It's like they end on a
Groot.
death. But I feel like they might
Yeah.
even have something where they have to deal with it a bit more because it's the conclusion to the story. So I feel like they also got to
Yeah.
pack the grief to a send off. Otherwise, you end off on a really sad note. But also, I mean, I think we're talking about The Brave and the Bold here, right? With Batman, the movie that's up next that Ben Affleck could direct. And maybe they had different visions of how that can unfold because they did say that they have a focus on like finishing the script before they go into productions, not to rush a release date on them and stuff like that, like stuff that like DC had problems with before But I guess they still have kind of picked already what stories they're gonna tell, and you still, as a creative person, don't get like that much input into what's ultimately being made. And I don't know how much of it like came in or was just like Safran's and James Gunn's vision of what they wanted to do, and now they just try to assemble people
Mm.
to direct. I feel like within this universe, there's a lot of potential for some amazing new creatives to come out of it as well. I feel like they should definitely take a similar approach like the MCU and try to get some good directors like they did initially with James Gunn and early on with Taika Waititi.
I wonder what Affleck's take on the Batman was from earlier last year. I
Mm,
wonder if he enjoyed it because obviously
yeah.
for the longest time they were looking at doing a solo Batman movie, and I wonder if that evolved into that film and he lost control of it and they decided to extend it because he obviously doesn't want to do a Batman movie in the James Gunn universe, but
Mm.
there is an extended universe that they're still doing with Joker, the Batman, a whole bunch of them.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
thinking
that
of that, do
aren't
you
part of the
think they'll
game's James
continue
Gunn
the
universe.
Elseworld stuff, or do you think?
If
Uh,
it makes the money, fuck yeah, it will. If
I don't
if
know.
the
I mean,
Batman and Joker make a return on their profits, which they already are successful
they're
first
both
films,
great hits. Yeah.
they would 100%. If they take if they don't do a trilogy from Matt Reeves' Batman,
Mm.
I mean, if Todd Phillips doesn't get a third Joker film, I'm not going to riot. But if
Folie à trois.
if uh if what is it the Joker 2
Fo-
Circus Soleil or whatever it is,
Folie à deux. Yeah,
uh
that would be two.
Folie
And
à Deux,
I said folie à trois, which is three.
Folie
That
à
was my
Trois.
yeah. I'm
But
funny.
like if Matt Reeves' second Batman movie, which has obviously been greenlit,
Hmm.
is
Been red
as
lit.
successful, if not if it redlit,
Mm.
if it's any more successful than the first one and it
Yeah.
doesn't get greenlit for a third one, and Patterson is on board and Matt Reeves is on board, and fuck it, let's bring back Colin Farrell's Penguin as well.
I mean, the series I think is still in the works. So we'll get that.
Yeah, I would be pretty amazed because
Yeah.
they obviously want Warner Brothers at the end of the day needs to make money,
Mm.
and not all of their new films are gonna make money. So these established IPs, which have already been existing from previous renditions, but from like the start of these new trilogies that they could be,
Mm.
have been successful. If they don't continue those on, that's them just being stupid,
Fair
like
enough.
so
I
stupid.
mean, ultimately, does it make sense? I feel like the marketing, with what they've done so far with the Elseworld stuff, if that's clear enough to audiences, because ultimately, a studio could get really scared, but now that Gunn is in control of it, I feel like he maybe has a bit more respect for the audiences to get like the differences in different universes that can happen at the same time. So yeah, hopefully we get a range of different takes on maybe even the same character at the same time. That's exciting. Other than having it streamlined like with the MCU with a singular character that feels like a lot of times we are stuck in like one kind of bland narrative at the moment. And
Yeah.
yeah.